Hello and welcome to the internet. My name is JakeDragon7 and welcome to the first episode of my new Let's Play, Earthbound. So, Earthbound, quite an interesting game. It's a cult classic RPG from the Super Nintendo, of course. I think it's one of the few things most would know about the game though. So, I say, let's get right into it. I feel like I said that a lot. Let's go with Mint, I guess. Alright, so I think for the main characters, aside from Ness here, I'm just going to leave them at their default names. I do have a practice file that I was using. Just use some little tests. Let's see, don't care. And that. We have a practice file where I gave them all like really stupid names. I'm assuming this is what I named him because lowbrow humor. There we go. Boner. Favorite food. Fun fact about me, I like tacos. So, I mean, who doesn't though, right? Like, it's tacos. You gotta like him somehow, right? Tacos. And, I got it. Alright. I'm just gonna hide the coolest thing for right now because I kind of want to wait for... In case you guys don't know what that is. It'll be pretty funny later on, trust me. You know, to try to figure out what that was. Okay then. So, Earthbound is an RPG, which is a genre I actually have yet to cover on this channel. So, at first, commentating this game might be a bit strange, I guess. Sort of a bit of a foreign experience in some ways. But, I'm quite excited to get into this, as you can probably guess by the fact that I'm Let's Playing it. I do like this game quite a bit, and I always do this. Why am I like this? So yeah, I'll talk a bit more in depth later once we get in the main part of the game, but right now, some very interesting things going on. One of the first things you'll notice about this game is that a lot of the games, this game is very funny. There's a lot of lines that are just great, 10 out of 10 quality. That it? Yeah. Unlike a lot of other RPGs where there's a lot of random NPCs that just have like stupid pieces of throwaway dialogue, a lot of the NPCs in this game do have fairly entertaining dialogue, which is again something we will be seeing a lot more later on. Great. Alright then, well, clearly they don't want us here, so I guess we should just head back home for now. But yeah, with the meteorite landing in town, who knows, maybe things will get a little bit strange, a little bit alien. Wink, wink. Not so subtle foreshadowing. Another thing you'll notice right off the bat, too, is that Earthbound, and I mean, this is fairly common knowledge at this point, and yeah, okay, thank you, is that unlike a lot of RPGs, Earthbound takes a more modern sci-fi approach as opposed to a fantasy approach. Alright, so back in our normal clothes. So you should probably grab that bat. Voila. So, of course, the cracked bat is the first weapon we get. Not that it's really that useful, but we won't really need it for long. Of course, early game in an RPG, it's kind of a bit dull usually, just because it's kind of like getting used to the mechanics and all the the stats of your for yourself and your opponents are all really low, so it kind of doesn't feel like much is going on a lot of the time. But so the game does try to pique your interest a bit in the beginning by having the meteor and having a bunch of things that seem a little weird, I guess. So I want to see, we do have that at the beginning, right? Yeah, and you'll notice too, like a lot of the items, again, fits the modern theme I was mentioning. This is stuff you don't really see too much at this point in the game, because we're not really able to go into any of the towns. So, let's get into it. So, that turn was completely useless. Fun. That'll happen occasionally. But yeah, right now, the only member of our party we can actually control is Ness. So of course, I've named it after myself, because why not? And then we have Pokey, who is a useless piece of shit, and Boner, our dog, who helps. Yeah, as you'll see, Pokey is not a particularly likable character. He's kind of just a jackass a lot of the time. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, right now he's just kind of like completely useless, and in the actual game he's like, well, in terms of gameplay he's doing nothing. But if you look at some of the things that the game says he does, he's actually putting us at risk. And here I am, just doing nothing. How fun. Alright. Yeah, you go, Boner. This is a boner versus a snake. I'm very proud of myself for my clever naming abilities. And you'll see the snake is also only attacking us because the other two party members don't have HP. They're just kind of people that exist and do virtually nothing. Okay, so PSI. This is functionally the magic of this game. Of course, you have PP, which is like PSI points, power points, or whatever. So they allow you to use your abilities. It's not really that complicated. It's just a bit of a more, I guess, it's just a different name to fit the very different tone of this game. Alright, and shit, biscuits. Kill, okay, good. I think I will actually use life up right now, because I am getting a little bit unlucky. Honestly, like, yeah, early game in RPGs can sort of be a little bit luck-based to an extent. I mean, RPGs do have a lot of luck elements to it, regardless, but especially in the early game, because sometimes you'll just have, like, attacks miss. And what you'll notice about some of this game's enemies is that they all have attacks. Well, not all of the enemies, but, like, early game at least. All the enemies have attacks where they're not really attacks, they just kind of are there for humor. And they don't serve any purpose other than that. Like, the enemies will constantly waste turns. So that does help you out, obviously, but it also makes the times when they do attacks feel a bit more threatening, I suppose. And, oh my god, please, can we just beat up this homeless dog already? See, I'm a good person. Well, one of them's also named Booner. Alright. I don't think there's gonna be too many more enemies. But we do have more dialogue coming up, so... Okay. Yeah, let's just hope you're not one of them, because I don't feel like having you around for the whole game. So I know, like at the beginning, I was saying the game's weird, and if you don't know much about the game, you're probably just like, it doesn't seem that abnormal. We just had a bee come out of a meteorite, claiming he is from 10 years in the future, asking us to go stop an apocalypse. Okay, yeah, sure, that's okay. That is completely okay. There is nothing wrong with this. But we don't let this fool you, even though he may just be a bee. BuzzBuzz is certainly not one to mess with. as you're about to see. So this is Starman Jr. and I just accidentally pressed the wrong button. So yeah, Buzz is actually a useful party member. Great. I was really waiting on one of those. So, well, there's a pretty decent chance of that killing us. Buzz has a psychic shield that just kind of lets us not die. So yeah, this fight really isn't that difficult, obviously, but it's not supposed to be. It is in the first, like, 10 to 15 minutes of the game. And really it's just here for story reasons, to kind of establish who the main enemies are in the game. Now, interestingly, this enemy here, the Starman, is not actually one we see too frequently. We see him fairly often later in the game, but you don't see them very much for a while. And even then, I wouldn't say you see them too particularly often. Alright then. The way he says that, it kind of sounds like a... It almost sounds religious. It is the truth. So listen. Praise Jesus. Well, shit. And I think it was just a crazy neighbor that killed this cosmic, not cosmic entity, but whatever. This is a very tragic death, though. I'm sort of tearing up. Oh yeah, and if you don't understand, he can repeat his death speech over and over and over again. So, you know, that's cool. Good for you, Buzz. See, this is the key to immortality. Part of me thinks I should have made the sacrifice. Just stand here forever and press no over and over to make sure Buzz never dies. Sure, I guess it would take over the world and we'd all basically be fucked, but at least Buzz is alive. Well, here we are. In day, I guess. With more things happening, including more snakes. But this time we don't have our boner to protect us. I should probably leave. I don't think I ever need to say a sentence like that again. And, you know, I mean, we don't really spend much time with the boner. And, oh, yeah, this. Okay, what happens after we fight an enemy? Sure, why not? Okay, so this guy is a photographer. This is kind of random, not randomly spawned. There's like a bunch of spaces in the game that just triggered this guy to just pop up and be like, hey, we're taking a picture, wow, great memories, woo. It gets pretty irritating like halfway through the game, and it's not something I'm particularly fond of. Most people aren't actually particularly fond of it. So yeah, now the use of putting your favorite food in is because your mom makes you your food, and then you can get back some health and all your power points. So that's pretty useful, especially because some of the enemies in our first town on it can actually be pretty difficult, at least for me, because I'm an idiot. But that's something we have to worry about today. That is something we'll be doing next episode. So, I hope you managed to find some form of enjoyment out of the premiere of this new series. If you did, perhaps consider leaving a like and maybe even subscribing to see what we have in store. Because we won't be traveling 10 years in the future, but there's still a lot we're going to be doing related to it. That's why am I so bad at these outros. Well, yeah. Maybe I'm going to stay in to see you on the future. Bye.